For some community reaction, we are joined by Balpreet Singh in Ottawa. Balpreet is legal counsel and spokesperson for the World Sikh Organization of Canada. So, Balpreet, what is your reaction to this decision?
Obviously, I'm very disappointed. I think for these kids that wanted to play, this is the second year that they're having to sit out, and it's absolutely devastating for them.
Now, the Quebec Federation blames safety concerns. What do you make of that?
Sikh kids have been playing soccer for many, many years across Canada and even in Quebec, and not one example of a safety issue has been cited where the turban caused, some sort of a mishap. So I'm not sure where these safety concerns are coming from.
Well, they're coming from FIFA because the Quebec Soccer Federation has cited FIFA's stance on turbans for upholding their ban. So what's wrong with Quebec just following international guidelines?
Well, to be clear, FIFA has made no remarks with respect to the turban. It's just not been covered. Now, turbans are allowed all across Canada in every single province. It's allowed in the United Kingdom, the United States, and now the hijab, which was at issue in Quebec in the past, is allowed on Quebec soccer fields. The Sikh turban that children wear is even smaller in most cases than the hijab, so I don't know where these safety concerns would be coming from.
Well, if I understand the story correctly, though, the Quebec Federation is saying that the hijab is allowed because FIFA allows it. So does that change the viewpoint?
Not really. These are 6- and 7-year-old kids, and FIFA, I don't think, has a lot of relevance to what these kids want to do. They just want to have fun with their colleagues, and like I said, kids all across the world play with turbans. It really shouldn't be an issue.
So what kind of impact do you think this has on young soccer players in Quebec?
Like I said, it's been devastating for them. They want to play with their colleagues, they want to play with their friends, and they have to sit aside. And the only reason provided is, FIFA hasn't given a ruling for these 6- and 7-year-old kids that want to play, and B, that, you look different. That's essentially it.
So what are the next steps here? Are there any legal options?
Well, in 2011, we reached out to the Quebec Soccer Federation for the first time asking for a dialogue on the issue. We reached out several times in the past with phone calls, registered mail, and there's been no response. So if we could just talk about it, I think this could be resolved. But in the absence of a dialogue, we will have to look at all of our options, and we will look at the legal option as well.
And is Quebec the only province that you're hearing this from? I mean, have you been in touch with other provincial associations, soccer associations on this matter?
It is a confirmed fact that no other province has a restriction on the turban, and the Canadian Soccer Association in April, in fact, issued a directive to all provinces to allow the turban. Sadly, Quebec Soccer Federation hasn't agreed.
And what do you hope comes out of this? I mean, how quickly do you think you'll be hearing from the Quebec Federation, if at all?
I would like this to be resolved sooner rather than later. It's about the kids. They're losing another season. And, in an ideal world, they could just come out and play with their friends. But sadly, this may be dragged out further.
Thank you, Balpreet. Balpreet Singh with the World Sikh Organization of Canada.